I trust Steve Yzerman
Bingo.
implicitly. I don't care who he hires. I don't care where he came from. If Steve Yzerman says he can coach, I'll see y'all in October.
Yzerman is the only GM in Detroit that has the resume where you could say that. And this could be the coach to win now and get you to where you ultimately want to be, and that's making deep postseason runs.
For those that don't know, just a kind of breakdown of Derek Lalonde's resume. He was an assistant coach at Ferris State University, also an assistant coach at the University of Denver, who is a hockey powerhouse in the college game as well. Was a head coach of the Green Bay Gamblers, so he knows the Resch Center over there in Green Bay. Head coach of the Toledo Walleye from 14 to 16, was a head coach of the Iowa Wild as well. Mm-hmm. That was from 2016 to 2018. And then an assistant coach with the Tampa Bay Lightning from 18 until today, as a matter of fact. But he did address the media. And look, it became apparent when time kept going by and all these coaches were being announced, it became apparent what the game plan was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're bringing in a guy, Derek Lalonde, who, number one, is familiar with Steve Yzerman. It's Stevie's guy, and he's the right guy, number one, for continuing to develop these players, number one. But number two, the goal is to make deep playoff runs eventually. I think Derek Lalonde can get you there. He's been there before. He knows what it takes working under John Cooper. And listen, we all knew Stevie would bring in somebody he can trust, and I think Derek's that guy, absolutely. So I'm excited. I know he's been coaching pretty much at every level. He's dealt with all kinds of people, especially now with the success he's had winning multiple Stanley Cups. I think he's the right guy for the job and someone Stevie's familiar with. So it's a win-win, man. If you're a Red Wings fan, you're excited.
For me, and Yzerman, with the way he's done it, and you know my take on Yzerman, Troy Weaver's on the same ground, and even Brad Holmes is on the same ground. I don't care because I trust Steve Yzerman implicitly. Bingo. I don't care who he hires. I don't care where he came from because Steve Yzerman's got the roster finally to his own. Finally, after cleaning up everything that he walked into, finally has a roster going. Has an immense amount of salary cap space. I trust Steve Yzerman implicitly. So I don't care if this guy coached on the moon. It doesn't matter where he came from. If Steve Yzerman says he can coach, I'll see y'all in October. Mm-hmm. I know that's kind of boring, I guess.
No, but that's real, though. That's the mindset we're starting to have now with Troy Weaver. And I think Yzerman is the only GM in Detroit that has the resume where you can say that. Yes, we say it about Brad Holmes, we say it about Weaver, but with Yzerman, it's been done. And Lalonde has been a part of that. So I think ultimately you do it. I mean, Neil, you hit it around the head, man. You have to trust him. And I think this decision, despite who the head coach is, we're all on board. Let's not lie. I mean, whoever it was being hired, I think we'd all be like, yep. We'll take it.
Yeah. And this is put perfectly, the Grindline podcast on our YouTube chat thread. You have to trust Yzerman until he gives you a reason not to, and he's built up a large bank
right there
of trust. It is the exact opposite of Al Avila.
Thanks.
There are all these wins and so few losses, as opposed to all these losses and so few wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I trust Steve Yzerman implicitly. He can do anything he wants. He could bring in Stephen A. Smith is our head coach, and I would agree with him, and I would back him because he's proven it. He built the winner. He built a 2-time Stanley Cup winner, almost a 3-time Stanley Cup winner,
right.
And he's doing that same game plan he did with Tampa Bay with this His first draft pick was a Calder Trophy winner. Come on.
Yeah. That everybody was kind of critical of when he made the choice.
Nobody. Who's this guy? This big German dude.
And hey, look.
Yeah,
we're getting Germans now. Yeah. Where's the rich talent history out of with German players out of Germany and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Fast forward, dude was nearly unanimous rookie of the year.
I love
come
him
on.
so much,
and now everybody's got a cider jersey. So things turn around quickly.
And look, let's.
Can you address something? Brandon Katz in the chat. Tampa is an elite organization. The success of Tampa when Yzerman was there was the whole organization, not one person.
Steve Yzerman built Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Stamkos was there. Some of the pieces.
Yeah, but
were
7
there.
other of the Stanley Cup winners were drafted by Steve Yzerman.
Yeah, and who drafted Kucherov?
Yeah, exactly.
And whose pick did he use to do it?
Point and Palat and why can't I think of his name? I don't.
Who drafted Vasilevsky? And whose pick did he use to do it?
Yes.
That's cold, by the way.
That is cold.
Yeah,
but we got Kosa, so I'm good with it.
Yeah. Robert says, not going to lie, I was hoping for a former Red Wing like Fedorov or Larionov, but you guys are right. We need to trust Stevie. And, that's what it is for me. And that resume, he was part of I think it's fair to call Tampa a dynasty in the
For
NHL.
sure.
Is that fair?
Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
100%.
Okay. I just I got to check in from time to time with everybody.
Don't want to get outed.
Yeah. So
There was no hot take.
yeah, there was no hot take. So they're a dynasty, and he was a part of it. So I put it into that. So I guess my question is to the people out there, how does it improve? You know what I'm saying? Like, because what are the deficiencies, Jeff? We know what the deficiency where they were apparent. Like, so does he fix those?
Yeah, I would think so too. Because not only with Jeff Blash, I think the difference is now you have number one, a veteran, number two, with the experience, championship DNA. But you can get both. You can get the mentoring and the developing, but you can also get the win. Like, this could be the coach to win now and get you to where you ultimately want to be, and that's making deep postseason runs. So I think it's the right coach. You want to coach with some maturity with a lot of young guys, especially in the locker room. So I think the fit makes sense. And number two, I know D-Mac talked about another Tampa Bay assistant, but Derek Lalonde, I think they got a good one, but we'll see.